I'm delighted to be joined this afternoon by Terrington CBE, Head of Consulting at PwC, for perhaps our last conversation, Paul, after many years of working together, about your thoughts on the consulting industry and the future. And if we start with that, what are the major changes that you've seen in the consulting industry over recent years, and what do you think is going to happen in the next couple of years?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I think the nature of our time as consultants is always to be future focused. If I look back over the 30 plus years now that I've been a consultant, actually the industry's changed almost sort of unrecognisably from the days of writing reports and offering advice in reports that were endlessly drafted and redrafted and that kind of stuff. And now our clients, of course, want execution and action and value and results and everything really quite different. But even if I look at the last 2 years, I think the speed of that change has really accelerated. And of course, as is always the case in consulting, we're responding to our clients' needs and what they have. And I think the biggest shift that you see now is that our clients are facing complex, multifaceted disruption and challenges around short-term things like war in Ukraine or seismic potential changes like the impact of Gen AI. And they're faced with often, I think, increasingly existential challenges to their business model. You know, the PwC Global CEO Survey revealed that 45% of global CEOs didn't think that their business models had any relevance in 10 years' time. And so these are really complex, difficult issues for our clients to sort of tackle. And I think I see another big change in terms of what that is representing now, and that's that the sort of DIY internal consulting kind of answer is really no longer valid. And that was such a competitor to external firms for a long time. But actually, our clients don't have the focus, the capabilities, the resources to respond to the challenges that they have. And they really need consultants because they recognize increasingly, I think, that the leakage or to value or the time that it takes to try and solve these things for themselves actually isn't the right way to do it. And thus, you know, consultants are absolutely now at the heart of our clients' most complex problems. And I think that's the bit that I see the biggest change in the last while.
The MCA represents over 90 leading consulting firms, small, medium and large. But from a larger firm perspective, are we going to continue seeing firms having such a wide range of services, or are we going to see more specialism, do you think?
It's an interesting question. I think there will be large firms who are those that can orchestrate the whole ecosystem. I don't think any firms are even now, and certainly not in future, are in the business of sort of delivering the entire range of services that a client needs. Even the largest firms are orchestrating with technology companies and all sorts of providers to actually bring the best of what's needed to help solve our complex problems for our clients. So I think, though, there is a scale piece where those that orchestrate will be a little more like a sort of Swiss Army knife. They can turn to all those things, but it'll be to orchestrate rather than just to deliver. And you'll have to have scale and reach and be able to do that in a global way. At the same time, I think businesses can get to scale in consulting by being specialist or niche or actually playing one very specific role in that whole collaborative ecosystem. And I think those will be increasingly symbiotic relationships, delivering value by how consulting organizations collaborate with other technology providers to deliver solutions for our clients rather than competing around those things. And I think that the industry will start to shape around those two types of profile of organization.
Going back to those technology providers, some would say that there's a blurring between what they do and what consulting firms do. What's your take on that? I've
heard that story for a long time, that technology organizations are going to build professional services, consulting capabilities. They haven't managed to do it yet. But there is a a convergence in the industry. Like, you can't really be anywhere in frontline consulting without being immersed in technology and what it means for our clients and how to harness it to deliver outcomes that they need. Increasingly, I think, what we'll see is convergence in terms of how we partner to deliver those answers. I'm not sure that many consulting organizations will take on all of the things that software companies do, or have the kind of the resources or the infrastructure to do that. And increasingly, I think, as a consulting organization, if you do, you just move yourself into a different sector that operates in a different way. I think where clients will get value is how we're able to bring those things together rather than working in competition. And that's what the future looks like. It's all about those symbiotic relationships where we collaborate to best value for our clients.
At the beginning of the year, the MCA member survey showed huge interest in AI and set great predictions of growth for consulting around that. 6 months on, has it delivered? And my next question is, how will AI, do you think, impact the consulting landscape as it already is?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time at the report launch talking about AI and what it meant, and in one way, it's not driving enormous kind of revenues yet for the industry, but it's not a kind of future issue. It's here now. In reality, it's already changing the consulting landscape. As we not only work out how we're advising our clients and how they respond to AI, but actually what that means for us ourselves as an industry. There's no doubt we'll be able to automate repetitive tasks and processes. Hopefully that'll allow consultants to focus on higher value work. We'll use AI, I think, to bring even more leverage to accurate and data-driven solutions, and will unlock different commercial models by which we can work with our clients. But I think ultimately the task that we'll have is as we refine our business models, it's stepping in and helping our clients really work out how they are going to deal with all of the implications of AI and the trust that they need, the insight as to how they can redefine their business models, what it means for them and their industry and the disruption it causes. Those are the things that that consultants are good at, and actually our clients will need us for. And they'll still need industry expertise, critical thinking, relationship building, trust, new forms of trust, I think, but trust undoubtedly. And I think that's where our role in the future of AI with our clients will be.
And what does the future of being a consultant look like?
Look, I think being a consultant's always been something that's changed and iterated. As with lots of things in the world of work and business, that's happening a bit faster than maybe it did historically. But if you kind of think that the challenges of our clients are about how they rethink their business models and how they create value around those kinds of things, it's helping our clients do that, helping them do that really quickly. That means consultants will have to have deep understanding of industry trends, of business models, of being able to look at the boundaries of things and join together like apparently disconnected things to create new ways of giving insight to our clients for value. Adaptability around new technologies and how to harness them and help our clients do that. But also bringing human skills to that, critical thinking, relationship building, collaborative problem solving, and rethinking new models of value and how our clients can achieve them. That's in many ways not being an expert and a kind of know-it-all, but for a consultant bringing a learn-it-all kind of open-minded mindset to how we work with our clients and how we create value. And that'll unleash all sorts of new ways of working with them, which is really exciting.
One of the most significant things that the industry has collaborated on together has been the development of the Chartered Management Consultant accreditation over the last 5 years, something that PwC has really led on and spearheaded. You're in fact chartered yourself. Yeah. You passed yourself. And what would your message be to those that haven't made the leap yet? And how important do you think this accreditation is for our industry?
Well, I guess I did. I think I was accredited a couple of years ago, and my reflection on that was actually it was quite a demanding process, even for someone with 30 years of experience, and of course that's a good thing because if something is worth having, then it being difficult to get is of course an important element of that, but definitely worthwhile. I think increasingly, the professional recognition that it means. It's really important for us in the industry to build critical mass of chartered so that that we can demonstrate the capability and the credibility of those that have that, and that in aggregate that represents to us as an industry. I think that's an important bit of building client trust and confidence, that increasingly, as more of us become chartered, then more clients will look to that as the kite mark for what good consultants look like. Because actually, when you see what it represents and what it obliges of us, then the skills, the experience, the expertise, the enhancement around all of those things, they are very much representing the best of what a management consultant should be. Wasn't so much of a benefit for me personally, but I know that that many of my PwC colleagues found that the sort of networking opportunities that it created with others that were on their sort of early stage pathway towards chartered and what that was another kind of real boon on it. So it's kind of worth doing now. Increasingly, it'll be essential for any consultant.
Paul, can I thank you so much for answering so many of my questions this afternoon? And also, can I thank you on behalf of the MCA for all of your support and commitment towards the MCA activities over so many years, on the MCA Awards, on Chartered, through so many of our events, our diversity and inclusion activities. It's been a real honour and privilege to know you, and I wish you all the very best for the future.
Thank you very much, Tamzen.